Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julius, once again with another episode of the Saltmarsh vlogs. And in today's episode, I'm going to openly admit it's only like 2 hours until next session. I kind of went to a card game tournament over the weekend, so I'm a little lost on some of the details, but I did want to talk about the most important thing that happened. We have 3 new characters. So, the fighter, who was originally part of the party, is no longer here because he had to leave. The bard in the party died, so she had to make a new character anyways. And the sorcerer, well, her player decided that he just wanted to make a new character, so he really wasn't feeling her anymore. I would say that's kind of a good thing for the party, considering she just kind of did whatever she wanted and ignored the rest of them. Regardless, we now have 3 new characters. And the bard that died, she told me, she wanted to replace her character with a gnome blood hunter, the class from Matt Mercer's campaign. What's it called? The Tal'Dorei setting, which I was fine with. Apparently, the rules for like D&D Adventurers League, it's kind of weird, but I guess because it's in D&D Beyond, I think it's okay. I mean, it's not like some representative's going to come and stop me, but regardless, she decided she wanted to make a gnome blood hunter who had a sort of heritage forced upon her by a hag. Her parents made a deal, she's going to become a hag, and she has a beef with this hag. And I'm sitting here thinking, ooh, Granny Nightshade. So this undiscerned, this indisclosed night hag, or hag in general, is the big bad of this one specific character. And I'm getting pretty excited about this because I'm sitting there real calm being like, oh, that's cool, that's fine, whatever you want to do, that sounds great. And in my head I'm thinking, yes, this is going to be the easiest character to implement to the story ever. Changes her mind at the last moment because another character she was thinking of making, a Shadar Kai rogue, happens to be the same race and class that her friend is thinking of making, that the guy who used to be our tiefling sorceress was thinking of making. So instead, they decided to go a Vex and Vax on me and have twin rogues. One is a shadow rogue and the other is an inquisitor. They are bounty hunters hunting for, well, bounties, obviously, and their latest bounty has brought them to Saltmarsh. I could work with this. So the big bad might not end up being a night hag named Granny Nightshade. They might be bounty hunters going after a character I made up named Calcifer. No, Calcifer is not a delightful little fire spirit. He is a tiefling who burns his victims and leaves them alive. They want to get rid of him, so I've already made that up perfectly clear. So that's good for me. My new player, he is not a new player in the sense that he's like new to D&D. He's new to me because he used to play at a different store, and he didn't see eye to eye with the DM, or he didn't like the way that DM was doing things. I'm not exactly sure what the full story is because I just met the guy a week ago. We'll see whether it was a bad DM or this guy might not be compatible with me either. I hope we're good for a good fit for each other. So far I haven't had any players that got up from the table, told me I was a terrible DM and left. So I'm hoping that's not the first, but so far so good. He is playing a very interesting build. He is a orc, like pure orc, but he is also a cleric wizard. And the reason he wants to be a cleric wizard is because he took scribe wizard, or he plans on taking scribe wizard, and he is tempest cleric because a tempest cleric can change or can maximize the damage of a lightning based spell, and a scribe wizard can change the element of a spell. So he wants to use his like divine ability to create a max damage lightning based fireball. I know what some of you DMs are thinking. That is way too powerful. You can only use your divine ability twice, so I don't think it's that broken. I'll just, throw big waves, large groups of things, let him zap them with lightning. He feels good about himself. Then the real boss shows up. The thing about AoE based players is, as a DM, you know they built that AoE based character because they want to blow up a ton of things. So let them blow up a ton of things. Give them a 52 orc warband or 16 goblins grouped together with their little arrows ready. Give them something to blow up because that's why they made the character. Why would you keep them from that? So that's probably what's going to happen at least a couple times in the campaign. I remember back when my brother was one of my players, he played a cleric who, whenever, there was like undead involved, I would add way too many skeletons, way too many zombies. I would add some big number that was obviously too powerful for the party, just based on action economy alone. And then he'd walk up, he'd smite them all down, and usually based on dice rolls, it would lower the number of undead to a manageable number, something the players could handle. That's pretty good. It also prevents us from skipping the entire session because he wiped out all the ads. But there's still, bigger threats that are immune to destroy undead, so they still have to fight the Lich, they still have to fight the Skeleton Dragon, they still have to fight the bigger threats, but you still get the cool moment of blasting all the undead away. And that's something to keep in mind when I have a player with AoE. As far as the actual storyline goes, the party is going to meet with the council, inform them of Bean's death. They will obtain the ship known as the, I believe it was the Ghost Whisperer. Hang on, I'll look up the name real quick. It was actually pretty close. It was called the Sea Ghost. So they will obtain the Sea Ghost as their official vessel. I will expand upon what they can upgrade the ship with, depending on how much gold they have. And they will sort of implement their new characters into the story. So that was most of the actual session itself, was just getting this new party together and kind of preparing them to be a cohesive group again. So we'll see how this goes in the next session. I'm going to have it in a few hours. I'm probably going to get in my car soon, get some lunch. But until then, thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.